From the HTC Center in Conway, South Carolina, this is Sun Belt Volleyball. We're back again for day 2 between the top 2 teams in the Sun Belt East. It's Coastal Carolina and JMU on Saturday afternoon. And alongside former Chanticleer Beach volleyball player Kaylin Eske, Sam Wiederhaft with you at the HTC Center. Kaylin, last night was a battle of 2 undefeated Sun Belt teams, and Coastal Carolina did the unthinkable, sweeping JMU 3-0. You have to imagine the Dukes are going to have a big comeback in a response today.
I think it's going to be a great match today. I think we can expect JMU to find ways to get around Coastal's block and also eliminate all the unforced errors.
And we'll take a look at who we're watching on both sides. First, for James Madison, their leading offensive player from last night was Sophie Davis with 13 kills on the Dukes side. She also had 2 solo blocks to move her second overall in school history with 113 total solo blocks for number 15. The Chanticleers will be looking at number 24. Jasmine Reve had a big match last night. 17 kills. She led the team, now 316 for the season. That number leads the entire Sun Belt. And last night was a special night here at the HTC Center with Coastal remaining unbeaten in conference play 9-0. We'll take a look at our things that matter presented by Window World. For the Chanticleers to start fast and clean. Now, despite sweeping James Madison, they did not start out hot in sets 1 and 3. Got behind and then battled back and then obviously feed off the crowd. Last night was a great environment, and we expect the same here this afternoon. James Madison to get back to the fundamentals. This team that normally hits well hit just 155 in last night's game, and to weather the storm. James Madison, since joining the Sun Belt, has lost now just 2 matches. And this was the first time they were ever swept in a conference match. So we'll see how James Madison responds in the second match of this weekend series. So our starters, first for James Madison, Jaden Clemmer, Julia McNeely, Miette Veldman, who was held to just 5 kills. That was a career low for her in last night's match. Rebecca Watkins, Sophie Davis, Madeline O'Toole, and Alex Kwasnick. And the Chanticleers, Sydney Lewis, Chala Benji, Jalen Stout, Valentina Varani, Alara Unal, Jasmine Reve, and Lauren Malone. Coastal Carolina 14-7 and a perfect 9-0 in Sun Belt play. And we are underway with Reve's serve as James Madison gets going on offense. And already it's a kill for Miette Veldman and Kaylin. The Chanticleers did a really good job of containing her in last night's match.
They did. We can definitely expect her to find ways, maybe not swinging as much, but maybe trying to find ways to get around the block, like tipping or pushing.
James Madison 15-5 and now 8-1 in Sun Belt play, and already a service error off the hand of Sophie Davis. Last night, JMU 8 service errors in last night's loss. Chanticleers winners again in the minimum 3 sets, 27-25, 25-21, and 25-20. Pushed up by Bengi, and a push over is successful. Alara Unal, the senior transfer from Oregon State. She was huge in last night's match. Unal and Varani both on defense. Came up big in some big moments for the Chanticleers. Sydney Lewis with the serve. Veldman once again, and she gets the point. So 2 quick kills for Miette Veldman. And JMU ties this set 1 2-2. Veldman came into last night's match averaging just under 3.6 kills per set. That was top 10 in the Sun Belt, and a poke over by the Dukes. They take the lead. Chance held her to just 5. That was the lowest mark in her career for the senior. 3-2 JMU. Lauren Malone stands tall and gets the point for the Chanticleers. Last night, the native of Round Rock, Texas, with 7 kills. Malone also added 1 dig as well. And Kaylin, I think the key for the Chanticleers last night, they were very dynamic on offense. You had a lot of different players that were providing good swings. Reve had a team-leading 17 kills. And Jalen Stout pushes over for Malone. Put up in the air by McNeely. Veldman pushes it over. Lezak, her first touch for the Chanticleers today. Veldman again. Reve keeps it alive. Here comes Malone. Smacks it down. Point Coastal.
Great off-speed shot by Malone there, just right on the 10-foot line, cross court.
So Malone with a big-time swing cross court. I mentioned her 7 kills. He also had Agata Lezak 8 kills last night with Jalen Stout. 8 kills for her to go with 19 assists and 14 digs. Dukes tie it up 4-4. Veldman back to serve, the senior from Virginia. Stout sets up for Lezak. Off the libero Clemmer. Bree Reed with a big swing from the far edge. And JMU a quick start, and that's what we saw in sets 1 and 3, especially that third set. The Dukes took a 12-3 lead before Coastal called timeout. The Chanticleers battled back and were able to sweep JMU. Cross court, Reed bumps it over. And he's set up for Malone. And now rally on both sides. Reed will get a chance. Knocks it off of Sydney Lewis. And Bree Reed gets a kill. Into the net and a service error by Veldman. So JMU taking their first loss in conference last night. Shants a 9-match winning streak to begin conference play. Dozier pushes it over. And here's Reve. Dozier again, and from the middle, that's Alex Kwasnik.
Great set by Dozier there. Kwasnik was able to get up and get past Unal.
Kwasnik, 6 kills last night. Also added an assist. Reve, no doubt about it. Well, you see why Jasmine Reve is so good and leads the Sun Belt in kills. And Chanticleers led by interim head coach Steve Loswick, coming over from beach volleyball. But I was reading an article coming into the match today talking about the transition Coastal has gone through from Joseph Foreman as the ace comes through to Lara Unal. Coach Loswick talked about Reve maybe working on some more off-speed attacks, and that's what ended the match in set 3 last night. Reve, it wasn't a powerful swing, it was just a pushover right in the middle where nobody was, and the Chanticleers got the sweep.
Yeah, it's so important to switch it up. Teams get used to just swinging, so if you surprise them with an off-speed shot, that usually scores.
That was off-speed by Reve that time. Reed goes with the full power and goes a little too far. Chanticleers have brought themselves back. It's an 8-7 lead in set 1. Backwards pass. Helmick tries to get it going for JMU. Now Reve, and she gets Coastal another point. Reve now with 2 early kills here in set 1. And JMU last night swept for just the second time this season. They fell in 3 sets to number 8 Pitt earlier this year and lost to Ohio. JMU gets the point. Chanticleers wanted a touch, but Reve goes too far. 5'8" junior Madeline O'Toole back to serve for the Dukes. Led by Lauren Steinbrecher, her 14th year Sunbelt Coach of the Year last season. JMU went 15-1 in Sunbelt play, regular season and tournament champs. Lezak goes over. Other side, Bree Reed for the Dukes. Gets the point. Varani and Lezak right there, but they can't get the clean block, and we're back to a tie, first set. Stout keeps that off the net. Reve pushes it back over. And off of Bailey Earnhardt, Sophie Davis.
Great swing by Sophie Davis there, just simple, right to the back center of the court.
It's her first kill of the match. And led this attack for JMU last night. Service error. Davis, a team leading 13 kills, and pushed herself over 1,130 kills. That's top 10 in JMU program history for the 5th year from Fort Lauderdale. She's the program record holder with 519 career blocks and got 2 solo blocks to push her to second in program history with 113. Reed finds the open spot. JMU back in front.
Pushed off the hands of Varani there. Perfect placement in the middle of the court.
Reed had a 2-kill match last night, but a negative hitting percentage. JMU not very good in that category. 155 Coastal held them to in Friday night's match. Reve comes up strong, gets Coastal back in it. Couple of side outs on both sides. We're tied 11-all. Davis gets it over. And Malone. Go back to Davis. Bengi for Stout. And we're rallying back and forth. Up by the net. Coastal gets the point. Valentina Varani, the redshirt sophomore right there in the middle. Varani was key with her net presence last night. Ended up with 1 kill. 3 solo blocks and 4 assisted as well as the Chanticleers go on a run and take a 2-point lead. Veldman with the air. She has 3 kills so far today, and that one lands out on the serve by Reve. So Coastal has their 3-0 run coming to an end, their first service error tonight. Malone bumps it. Bengi back for Malone, and she pushes through. Malone, a player that's been at Coastal Carolina now 4 years, playing her 60th match for the redshirt junior. Kwasnick. Now Malone goes cross court, Stout from the middle. Veldman tries to get it. Reve on the return, back for Malone, a block. Malone again, not the position she wants. Quick hit back over. Malone 3 times. Veldman is the one that pushes through for JMU and makes this a 1-point set. Well, Kalen, in a rally like that, it's easy to get out of position, but both teams seem very composed, and that's what makes them such high-quality teams in the Sun Belt.
It's so important to stay composed. It's so easy to get in the moment and just try to get a point, but sometimes that's not what it's about.
Stout gets the point for the Chanticleers, and that will send us to our first break of the afternoon. Coastal up 15-13, riding the high of their 3-set sweep last night.